What am I to call you? You hold heaven and earth in your hand. You are whom I adore. Now I bow before you, lifting holy hands, giving honor and glory to your names. You deserve so much more. You are Elohim.
Ready? You count down. Okay. This is Moray Robert B. Holman Jr.
Malcolm Mina Mora.
Forgot my name. Who am I?
Who am I?
Sean, Moray
Oh,
Sean.
yeah. I'm
Who are-
that guy.
Who am I?
I'm Moray Sean, or Sean Appleton to you guys. And this is Hebrews
In
Exile.
Exile.
Shalom, shalom to all you.
Shalom, shalom, shalom.
How are we doing?
Doing
Doing
well.
good.
Blessed,
Good.
blessed.
Good.
Looking forward to Yom Teruah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It's coming up.
I ordered 3 silver trumpets.
Did you?
I did.
I'm so excited about that.
You may
That's
have to blow
wonderful.
one.
I will try.
I ordered 2.
I can blow a shofar. I don't.
I ordered 2, and then I thought about it, and I go, I need to get one more, because what I thought about, and I thought about, and I thought about again. I said, well, that's okay. We should go with the 3. Malcolm can blow one.
Oh, thank you.
If the other one decides not to.
Thank you.
I'm here to learn. I've never blown a...
Trumpet?
I've tried, but I couldn't get it. I've tried the
Gotta
Dizzy,
get the lips
Dizzy,
together.
Dizzy Gillespie
Gotta
thing.
get the lips together like this. You gotta get this sound. You gotta get that sound.
Okay.
Gotta get that sound out your lips. But when you have pressure up on it, it helps. It helps for you to get that sound out, and that sound is what causes them.
Why are we talking about trumpets?
Because we have Yom Teruah coming up,
And
and I heard or read in text where on Yom Teruah they blow silver trumpets.
Yes, they
as
do.
opposed to the shofar.
Yes, they do.
As one lady from the nations challenged me on one day when she came in here and I blew the shofar for service. And you know they blow silver trumpets. I go, well, they blew the shofar too. I says, as Joel said, blow the shofar in Zion.
Mm-hmm.
And warn Israel. Blah blah blah. I said, so we in Zion, we in the house. I can blow the shofar.
Mm-hmm.
Now shut the.
Oh,
There you
Jesus,
go.
try to be
There you
helpful.
go.
Now you have
Now
them.
you got them, yeah.
Now you have them. It's a blessing.
So
After all.
It's good.
you know, I'm kind of excited about this year's Yom Teruah.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I have a different energy in my spirit about
Yes.
it.
Likewise.
This year coming around,
Likewise.
and trying to get our Hebrew people who want to be Hebrew and don't know how to be Hebrew, and trying to get them to understand. A question for you.
Here we go.
What do you think our biggest challenges are?
Biggest challenges, accepting change, and also dealing with the issue of convenience, change and convenience. We don't like to be inconvenienced, and we don't like change. And both of those are required to keep Torah. And so sometimes we don't want to keep Torah, and we don't even consciously know why we're tugging at it and fighting at it. But really it's about, that's an inconvenience to me, or that's a change I have to change. I think those are, and they will happen because they must happen. And the Most High says Most High will have the remnant out of the remnant. So it's gonna be, there are gonna be people who will do it, and we're those people that are doing it, and we only continue to improve. So we'll be all right. But that is the difference. The other thing I think is I would say a third thing would be really the shift in culture. The Most High says, sing a new song. And the songs that we have sang have been the songs of our enslavement.
Yes.
And so now we are singing a song of our victory, of our returning, of our ancestors. In fact, one thing I have to agree with. I've heard said with another group, and they say when we were in Mitzrayim, when we kept Yom Kippur, and not they, because it's not they, because it's us. We rebelled against the Most High in the wilderness. We breached when we were in our nation. We are now in exile. We are returning. So we've never breached. I mean, never stopped.
The phrasing of that is part of how Daniel saw himself. Daniel was not an individual who breached the Most High. The nation of Israel was. But in his prayer and his concern, seeing the circumstances, his question is, what about us? What about my people? What about we?
Right.
You know, the interesting dynamic of all of this is that Hebrew Israel in exile is about a nation, but that nation is about the we,
That's
about
right.
the us.
Always. Absolutely.
I always go to Lamentations 5 and 7. And the writer says, our ancestors sinned and no longer exist. We bear the weight of their guilt.
That's right. Right. Right.
You know?
And that's what happened to us.
Yeah.
You know, that's what happened to
Yeah.
us.
So, what say ye?
I'm going to stand on the shoulders of giants, and which I'm referring to the Mora here.
Oh, I'm honored. Thank you.
And just only add, I think, from my perspective, I'm going to sum it up with one word: trepidation, fear. I've been in this so long. I know this way. What happens to me now? What happens to my salvation? I've been invested in this way of life and way of thinking. What happens to my family? Am I going to lose my family? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? You're going to start second guessing yourself on everything that you've come accustomed to, which really dovetails back into what you're saying about embracing change and being able to be a catalyst for truth and be able to walk in that truth. I think one of the things, the first test that the Most High puts in front of people is the Most High.
Right.
Do you accept this or not?
Right.
And in doing so, people are very aware of what they're going to lose if they do that. So it's fear. And I think I'm going to give you a great example. I don't know if you knew this, but my family knows this about me. For a long time, I used to hate flying. I used to hate flying. It was funny because when I was a kid, I used to always love flying on airplanes. But I don't know what, I think I know what happened. It was the period of time, maybe in the 80s, where there were planes going down left and right. There was you're too young to know about these particular
Let me
planes.
see the 80s. Let me see the 80s. Let's see. I'm in my 80s, but the 80s. Do I remember anything about the 80s? Possibly could.
Okay, Moration.
There was a style of playing called it was an MD class. There's the McDonnell Douglas class. Like we have the Boeing classes now, where the Southwest and the United, where they have the Delta style planes where the wings are out, and then they have the engines underneath the planes. The McDonnell Douglas style planes had the engines on the back, so there were no engines underneath the wings. So I remember this. There was a flight that went down in San Francisco. There were a couple of flights that went down on these particular styles of planes, and I think that's probably where my trepidation came from actually flying, was hearing about all this. So after a couple of years of this, and even got to the point where I was flying back home, I was sitting on the plane with my wife, and I know it's hard for me to do it, but I had white knuckles.
Really?
Gripping the seat and sweating and are we going to go down? And I said, I got to lose this. So what someone had suggested to me, there was another guy, owner of the company that I work for. His wife at the time had the same fear. And he had said something, and I said, you know what? I'm going to educate myself on flying. So I went out and I bought an FAA book. And I started reading it. And so the next time that I sat down in a plane, at that time, long time ago, Southwest used to be able to have your headphones, and you could plug your headphones into the side jack, and you could listen to air traffic control when the planes would go up. So I would sit there and listen to it, and I said, oh, this is what happens in the FAA book. Okay, so this is what they're doing. This is what they're doing when they're taxiing. This is what they're doing when they're back up and they're powering them engines up. This is when they shut it off and I smell that exhaust come through the plane. I see what's going on. So it was more of, okay, now I'm educated.
Wow.
Now I can walk
Beautiful.
in it. So maybe, like you were saying, hopefully something is said today, educate yourself on the Most High.
There you go.
You pigeonhole yourself and say, I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what questions to ask. I don't know where this is going to lead. So it's easier for me just to be lackadaisical and have this laissez-faire attitude about the Most High, even though you profess for the Most High I live and the Most High I die. But at the same time, when you get challenged to know a deeper meaning about the Most High, because it'll affect your way of life, you stray away from it. So again, education is going to, and I got to pull up, because I did this and you called me out on it. Oh, what should you do? You should go ahead and start reading from the beginning. No, you start reading from the beginning from the right book is when you read from the beginning. So asking the questions and educating yourself, you need to have proper teachers that are going to teach you that. You go into your pastor and asking him about what's going on there, you're just going to get more of the same, okay? You need to ingratiate yourself with a Hebraic congregation of people that know about the Most High, be able to tell you about the mitzvot, tell you about those types of things, about culture, all those things, the language, things that we embrace, so we can exasperate or get rid of that fear that one might have. That's a long-winded answer, but
No,
That's
it's apropos.
I think it's tantamount for people to understand, to be able to confront this issue that says, I know that there's the Most High, I know there's a better way, but I refuse to acknowledge it. Because I know if I do it, then I'll lose my family. I'll lose my salvation, which you won't. You just need to understand what that's about. All these things that I've built up and gained, I'm going to lose now. And I'll be on an island by myself. And trust me, I'm going to tell you this, and I know I'm been pontific. Somebody called me out on this. Dear lady called me out on this. I know I've been talking for a while here for a second. But you're looking at 3 people on this stage that took the plunge. You probably have the greatest exposure out of all of us, because really at the end of the day, you can have a testimony of it was a one way. We switched over to the Most High, and then we got down to the faithful few. Basically lost everything.
Twice.
Whoa.
Twice. But I give you your flowers in saying that it takes a person of great resolve to say, you know what? I'm going to walk in the Most High's ways no matter what. Right. And that's where people have to get. You're a person that doesn't let trepidation
No,
get in the way of truth.
no. I'm not scared.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
I'm not scared.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. And I was talking to a gentleman this week who called me and asked me a question about marriage.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to dovetail into it and out of it. It appears that his sister has been living with her partner for over 30 years.
Okay.
And he defines this as fornication. And based upon Greek text.
Okay.
So I'm trying to explain to him how a 30-year relationship that your sister has with her partner is not adultery in the eyes of the Most High.
Okay.
Yeah, but it says, but he said this, and this. I said, you're giving me Greek text. So my question is this: if we're going to live our lives based on Greek text and apply it to a westernized civilization, you can't.
Correct.
Because my next question is, well, in the days of our Hebrew brethren and in the days of your Jesus, what constituted a marriage?
And the scriptures and the Torah says that just speaking on the level of intimacy right now between man and woman.
Well, I was just using that as an example.
And speaking on that.
I know you are. To show.
Yeah. To show what?
To show this issue that Moray Appleton has brought up about this sense of trepidation. Because the in-depthness that's there of making this transition is tied to that Greek document.
Oh yes,
that was my point.
Yeah,
I was trying to get to.
No, you did get to it. You that's very, very clear.
Because I'm gonna stand on what you
yeah.
get after you get done talking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand on what you're gonna say.
Yeah, because I was just
Shall I leave?
No. Why would you do that?
Talking about.
We need you. Don't go anywhere. It's a good topic. Yeah, I was just going to say that. In Torah, it just talks about the intimacy between man and woman. That when the man and woman they consummated when he entered her,
yes,
then she became his
yes.
wife.
Yes.
So what we are dealing with in this Western society is rooted in taxation. It's like
yes.
if you are a corporation,
yes.
if you are married, if you're a single person, if you have children, then you go get a license, to do business or to do marriage, and then we know how to tax you. So,
but Jesus said it's adultery, it's fornication.
Now, getting ready to stand on this. This is when we went back, and I think this is where you were talking earlier to this gentleman about saying this Greek text. We have been diligent about trying to get people to understand that the Hebraicness has been removed from that document. Jesus, when he's talking about that, you got to understand he's talking about mitzvot that are germane to what we're talking about.
To Hebrews.
To Hebrews. That is a Hebraic man. You can't understand Jesus because you make Jesus into a Christian.
There you go.
Instead of making him a Hebrew, if Jesus was here right now, he would explain to you the same thing what we're explaining to you.
Yes, right.
But it's because
well said.
You don't even look at marriage through the lens of the Greek text. You look at it through the eyes of what Gavin Newsom in the state of California says. So you're not even in scripture. You're taking a cultural norm and applying it to text to a group of people that will probably, if you were standing in front of me right now, they're people looking at you like you're crazy.
Yeah.
So your lack of understanding, because and that's not a dig, because I realize that individuals have been taught a certain way to look at it through the lens of something. Because the reason why I got to get on this, because I got to deal with it in 2 weeks.
Oh.
It's going to get ready to come up here in a minute. But again, you keep applying westernized theory and dogmas and ideations to a Greek text.
Yeah.
Kind of, and you're out of pocket already.
Yeah, absolutely. Because and you know, you're trying to explain this to them
To a Hebrew text.
and they can't wrap their head around it. You remember I said something. I taught. As a matter of fact, that one of the last two teachings that I dealt with the brain, the mind, the heart, and the spirit. Things are written on the hard drive of our mind from the day we open our eyes. That's a hard nut to crack.
Yes.
60, 30, 40 years later.
That's why it's so amazing about you, Maury Benjamin.
Well, but here's my out. I have an out.
Oh, okay.
I have an out. My out was that my dependency on change was not about me.
Okay.
It was about the Most High.
Wow. And that's the only way, you can make that change.
Because I asked the Most High a specific question. If I am going to shepherd your people, then I need you to show me your truth. That's not on me.
Right.
That's on the Most High.
Right.
Now, when truth comes knocking at the door and said, I want to come in, I can't peek and say, oh, who are you? Well, I'm truth. Oh, no, you can't come in. So now, how does this begin how does the Most High begin to respond to my point of saying, if I'm going to lead your people, I need you to show me truth? The Most High always works through another human individual. He has from the beginning of time, and he's going to do it until we show up in the land. And when we show up in the land, he's still going to be working through a human being, because he's going to be working through King David.
Right.
And Mashe.
And the whole nation.
And our ancestors. So he's always been something. So a young man from the nation. And I'm going to give, see, now you got me all stirred up.
Yeah, you got
People keep talking about the foreigner. The foreigner can't teach it. No, I can't say that. The foreigners have been the ones who have helped me to open my eyes to see the necessity of change. It was a person from the nations, while I'm up teaching from the book of Shemot about a permanent regulation, who asked me this question. Have you read Samuel Bachiochi's book, From Sabbath to Sunday? That was the beginning of it. I said, no, who's he? I'll get you the book. SDA book.
Yeah.
I started reading that book. That book and the text in Shemot 31 were the ultimate two pieces that started to open my eyes to the necessity of saying and asking the question, then why am I worshiping on Sunday? Now I've got the body of evidence in front of me that's beginning my query and my search, because I asked the Most High a question. He's answering my question.
Right.
Part one.
Yeah. Right.
We got Sabbath. We rocking and rolling in Sabbath.
Yeah.
You were with me.
100%.
And the people were happy that we were walking in Sabbath. We spent $14,000 and had a messianic convocation for 3 days.
You sure
And
did.
we had people from the nations teaching us
We did.
about Hebrew roots.
Well,
Okay,
I'm just trying to comment on that.
I know.
Yeah, I know. You know I'm going to comment on
I
that.
know. Hold your point.
Woohoo!
Train's rolling here.
Yeah,
We're
doggy.
gonna make a stop in a minute.
Yeah, doggy. Ride 'em, cowboy.
So now I'm into Hebrew roots. I'm in the Hebrew roots, and what's the next thing that comes up, Sean?
What? I'm sorry.
We're in the Hebrew roots. What's the next thing? What's the next thing that came up? Oh, the Hebrew language comes up.
Yeah, we did that for a
Yeah,
while. Yeah.
good thing that didn't exist. Of course it exists. Everybody knew except us. What's up?
Right.
So now we're rocking and rolling. We rocking and rolling
that
in,
hardcore.
in Hebrew roots in the Hebrew language.
Yeah, but the Most High already told you that in the first place that in the land of your captivity you will forget me. In the land of your captivity you will not know who you are. In the land of your captivity you will worship their gods. So everybody around us sees us like on a petri dish. They see, we ain't got it. Didn't know we didn't have it. But people know, and they go, wow, isn't that interesting? Boy, that's a fulfillment. So if someone says to us, hey, by the way, you're really, it's kind of embarrassing. You think you may want to look at, Deuteronomy 28, because I don't know anybody else that fits that more than you fit. Or, everybody else know about the Shabbat. The Ashanti kept Shabbat. The African continent kept Sabbath until colonization came in. They kept the seventh day as well. So people knew about this because it's the way we lived. But when we're talking about giving instruction, we're talking about the development of a cohesive people, that we're not giving our sons and daughters, and we're not receiving people's sons and daughters, but this is the nation itself, then we have our own infrastructure. That's all the Most High is giving us guidance on. It's not that, people can't say, hey, there's a son. Oh, you can't tell me that because you're a foreigner. No, that's not, we're not. Education, knowledge is for anybody can receive it. But when we're leading out in the direction of our people, that's where we can say, well, we have standards and criteria within our society that matter, and everybody just can't jump in and tell us, make a turn, you need to make it go right. No, we have our own protocols. That's all it meant. But knowledge and education is for anybody.
Absolutely.
So yes, if a foreigner just wants to say, hey, you want to read this book about the Shabbat? Not a problem. Like, ooh, should have had a V8. Put the lime in the coconut and drink it all up.
Lime in the coconut. Put the lime in the coconut. Put the lime in the coconut.
So yeah, we're not against knowledge, Thank goodness.
But my point is, in all of this, is that you have to have a desire to want to know what the truth is about anything.
Yes, of course.
Not just the Most High's word.
That's right.
I want the truth about anything. I didn't want my doctor to lie to me when he came back and said, Mr. Holman, we just took your x-rays and you got a small lot something on your lung. You might want to get that checked. Oh, really? What was that? What do you think that might be? I need to get it checked. Well, don't tell me. Lie to me.
Right. That's ignorance.
Is this little thing on my lung? Is it maybe something that could be life or death? Well, why don't you might want to get it checked.
Yeah.
So now I'm going, let's not go do that because I really don't want to know.
Right.
I mean, we're talking every week in front of these mics on these podcasts about one subject. We're talking about life and we're talking about death. And I'm not talking about the death of the body. I'm talking about the death of the internal person. Mm-hmm. And it's not important to you. You don't want to know because you're scared. I mean, hey, I'm gonna give another issue. You bring it up every Shabbat.
What?
Every Shabbat, you bring up and you open your dialogue with this monologue about beyond the gates.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm locked into it like a bee to honey. So Anita the matriarch of the family, has cancer. She's going through this bout with cancer. She's in this state right now where she's having the worst day with her chemo and the worst day of her life. And she's decided that she just wants to quit chemo, do a DNR, and just give up. Mm-hmm. Okay? The issue is that, yeah, I know that if I stop chemo, then this thing is going to exasperate and it's eventually going to take my life. But the argument with the oncologists is, well, we've treated a whole lot of people and we've extended their life. Now, trepidation. Mm-hmm. But what if it doesn't work for me? What if what you guys are telling me doesn't work for me? I'm not willing to take the chance that it's going to work for me. So now we have to ask, what is it about the Most High's word that you have had faith in, but you've also added an outside piece? You've also added a sidekick to the Most High that you're putting all your weight on. That you're afraid that if you disconnect the booster rocket, that the rocket can't take you to where you want to go, which is the Most High. I don't need this sidekick. That's the trepidation. I heard it this week. Mm-hmm. But the sidekick, I am a different person because of the sidekick, and I'm going like, dude, you give this guy too much credit. Mm-hmm. But the problem being, getting back to my initial point, is what has been recorded on the mind. And what's being recorded on the mind has to have something that's powerful enough to reformat the drive.
If you'd be willing.
And you have to be willing to want to have your drive reformatted. And if that's not the case, it ain't never going to happen. And you're willing to let the thing that can heal you not heal you. Mm-hmm. And you're willing to die in hoping that through the sidekick you're going to get eternal life. And I bring up the point. Let's go to your text. Let's go to Matthew 19. Let's see what your sidekick has to say about eternal life. Oh, those are the 10 Commandments. No, they're not the 10 Commandments. Written on the hard drive of the mind. And we've got something that's going on that's called blockage. It's like your arteries are blocked. You're going to die.
Well,
I know what you're going to say.
No, I'm just going to
go because I'm waiting for you to say it, because you know what? I've been hanging around you way too much. I really have, because as you're speaking,
yeah,
I'm sitting here saying to myself, okay, number one, I gotta somewhat be obviously sympathetic and empathetic, because obviously I'm gonna put myself in their shoes, because we were there at one time too. I don't want anybody to ever think, oh, you guys have arrived, so you're talking down on it. No. We were there at one time.
No, we weren't.
Well, yeah, we were.
No, we weren't.
How weren't we?
We weren't there. We weren't there because we were not hard-headed to reject.
Okay, so now you're getting to my point. You're taking my thunder when you say that.
We weren't in a state of reject. So we were there, but we were willing to hear the other side of the story, the rest of the story.
Now, that's where I tie in the Mora's point. That here, you've always said this. I care, but I don't care, to be honest with you. Because I look at where, to your point, I look at where we were. When truth showed up at the doorstep, we opened the door and let truth in. If you are constantly saying, you know what, we did a podcast on this not too long ago. At some point, when I start hearing, like I said before, when I start hearing you get emotionally connected to whatever else is going on and you're not hearing it, that's fine. That's when I shake the dust off my feet and I can continue to keep moving. I'm thinking about, there's a lot of things that's racing through my head. Why are people like this? I'm thinking about when I go on Amazon and I want to go buy something. What do? I'm looking at how many stars are there, and I'm looking at all the reviews that are there. There's nobody that's acquiescing to this in mass droves. This is something if we use it as a product, there's not a lot of reviews on it, and you want me to take a leap of faith on this. No, I won't. I'm not going to go with the niche one. I'm just going to go with the name brand one that everybody's used to, because there's safety in numbers. And I'm one of these folks that's saying, you know what? I believe that the Most High's people, looking back over what I just did or what the Most High showed me, I don't ever want to take credit for this, what the Most High showed me in Bod Midbar, which is Numbers, chapters number 1 through 6, seeing who Hebrew Israel is, seeing that group of people from a 100,000-foot view, and saying, you know what? The Most High is looking for people who are going to acquiesce to truth. And if you are hard-headed and stiff-necked and don't want to do it, then fine. That's you. I guess I'm getting out of the mode of looking for numbers.
Yeah.
Instead of looking for quantity, I'm looking for the quality of people coming through the door. There's people in this congregation right now that are still vacillating between two opinions. And what are they doing? They're in here listening to the reviews, so to speak, quote unquote. They're listening and getting more information and saying, you know what? I've learned more here in one teaching than I have in the last 15 years of me being a Christian. Things have opened up so much that I'm able to stand on what's in text. You should be a person that says, you know what? These people are telling me something, but at the end of the day, the relationship has got to be between you and the Most High. Right. It's whatever you're going to take out of the text that the Most High tells you. That's what all of us are. Right. You can only go so far. You're a fallible human being. You're a fallible human being. So am I. Yeah. The only thing that we can stand on is what is in text. And that's our thing. Why we were so receipt heavy up in here. What does text say? So, for me, I'm sorry. When you came in here, you start introducing that. Not that you haven't, because you have been introducing that. But it got reinforced to say, you know what, at the end of the day, if these folk ain't acquiescing to it, then fine. They ain't supposed to be a big group going back anyway. If you acquiesce to it, you acquiesce to it. If you don't, you don't. And what I'm struggling with in this, see, because you opened up and said, you know what, we're getting ready to go into Yom Terumah, which for me this year has been totally different. I think the thing that's been different is what you've instantiated for us to do, which is to be better in the sense of walking in excellence and making sure that we're putting as a leadership group these particular Moedims in front of the people, in front of ourselves all the time. And I'm constantly meditating on it all the time. So now I'm in that mode. But the issue here for me is, okay, well, if I'm going to do better, and I'm going to walk in the ways of the Most High, then I'm going to do it. Period.
I'm going to come back to your point that you made.
Well said.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Both of you are just beautiful.
Thank you.
But the key point that you made that stands out, that is the blockage. There's a blockage. It's not that they don't want to. There's the blockage. And the blockage deals with the trepidation of fear. It's not that I don't want to, but fear of all of those issues that you have brought up are surrounding me, because I hear it all the time. Well, what about my grandfather? What about my daddy? What about my mama? What about my grandmama?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
what are they going to say about me?
But I mean, once again, Sean, and I'm not defending it. I'm only agreeing with the issue that's causing the trepidation. And there's a way in every instance to navigate through fear.
Right.
But you have to be willing to want to navigate it. I'm not going into no dark tunnel. There was a day where I would have taken a trip and gone up to Calvaris and gone through the cave. I'm not doing that now. I have a fear of that now. My fear of that now is I done heard too many stories where caves done caved in. I don't want to be down in no hole I can't get out of. So I'm not even going to go investigate. But it's an issue. That's an issue of choice. I choose not to do that. And in my spirit, my fear is life and death. What if? So when I'm looking at our people with this fear monger that has them gripped, getting back to my point earlier, the information that is already recorded on the hard drive of their mind is a force to reckon with. I want to change. I really do. Do you really want to change? Yes, I really do. But the but always comes up, and we can say that. Well, okay, fine. No, I got a person here that wants to change. Now, my question is, what can I say?
Great.
What can I? Most High, I'm invoking you to help me discern this person's heart. To discern, do they really want to change?
Okay.
Because here's my problem. My problem, going back to text, the Most High is the only one that knows a man's heart. I don't know his real heart. Just because he says something doesn't do it doesn't mean that's where his heart is. His heart might be somewhere else and he wants to, but he's got this grip on him that I want to change, but I can't. I want to, but I can't. How do I get you out of can't? Now, it may very well be that my position at this point is a watering can.
Sure.
Or it could be that I'm a seed planter. And if that's the case, I can do that and walk away. But I can't just let that happen without the attempt of hearing, and I can't take a negative approach to it as if they don't matter or that whatever, because the Most High says all souls are mine, and I take no pleasure in the destruction of the wicked.
Well, then that's the key. The wicked. I'm not trying. We're not trying to, throw a lasso on and pull the wicked. I have no pleasure in the destruction of the wicked, but I am going to destroy the wicked.
Yes.
See what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm not trying. So we're not trying to put a lasso on the wicked and bring the wicked in.
No.
Because the Most High has already made that distinction. I believe that, as Moshe said, it's just a matter of that we present our petition before the Most High and bless the Most High to gather in the Most High's people. And I also believe that our concentration is focused on where we're at and who is here. Sometimes I can be so concerned about people that are outside my door, but inside my household, there are the needs that are inside my house. And the needs inside my house are not even fulfilled. So I'm personally, that's what the Most High has me to concentrate is on the people of Israel, that I'm to focus on the Most High's people that have made that election and to guide them in a more wholesome and closer instruction to Torah and to their own Creator. So that's my focus is the house of B'nai Israel.
But we're doing that.
So when I see people that are outside of knowing of this knowledge, then I've already said my prayer, Most High. So for our people, for everybody, I pray for all kinds of people. I pray for all kinds of people in the world. I have compassion on. I hear many things happening in the world, so my prayers are definitely there. But my business is about B'nai Israel. I don't want to be scattered on all of the, why didn't the person want to come? And then I don't even concentrate on what I am supposed to be doing. And there are many needs, the recapturing of our language, the recapturing of our culture, singing a new song, a new behavior, a new way of living, new foods, what is kosher, what is this and that. There is so much that needs to be strengthened within the house because we've been decimated. So my mission is to help rebuild the infrastructure of B'nai Israel so that when it's my time, then the Most High's next generation is better prepared for what they are required to do. So yeah, I have compassion and for anybody, but I also appreciate the fact that people are living their lives and that's the life they have, then that is the life, and I pray they have a good and quality life.
I'm down with that.
Though they may not, walk with where I'm walking, but I pray that they, Most High, just bless them to, if this is all that they're going to know, then bless them to have peace in their lives. Just don't let them get in our way, because then you're gonna have to judge that.
I mean, I'm down. I'm okay. I'm okay with that whole platform. I really am.
So I want to piggyback on what you're saying though, with the watering of the seed, because if I can speak just briefly,
please,
about my resolve that I'm getting from my Morim is the fact that I'm either watering or I'm either planting. And in both situations, here's the one thing that's the same.
Yes.
I have no control over when that seed grows.
Right.
That seed could grow in the next 5 minutes, or it could grow in the next 2 weeks, 2 months. Who has control over that? The Most High. So, therefore, if I have that particular mindset, what I ask the Most High for me to do is give me, which I'm learning from you, is wisdom.
Yes,
to be able to say, I'm presented with a situation, let me approach this wisely. Matter of fact, let me ask a question. Johan, you back there? Wake up. Is he back there? You're here. Okay. You are somewhat of a horticulturist, right? What a horticulturist is a person that loves plants and loves planting things and gardening and whatnot. Can I just take a plant and throw it in the ground? You can, but
You want to give it its ideal, its best predicaments to grow.
so the answer is his response is you're not giving it the best conditions for it to grow. So if I'm planting this seed of the Most High, I got to be aware of, if I'm making the analogy of planting and being a horticulturist, I got to make sure that the pH balance in the ground is good, that I don't have it being too acidic, because if it's too acidic, then that plant won't grow. How much water is in the ground, the moisture content plays a part into it. The light plays a part into it. There are a whole bunch of conditions that we, walking in wisdom of knowing how to grow things and having this green thumb, can make plants grow faster, bigger, and stronger. We've got to stop walking in the way of just throwing seeds in the ground and just saying, grow, grow, grow. How come you're not growing?
Yes.
Why aren't you growing?
Right.
Because you haven't put the correct nutrients and fertilizer in the ground for that to grow. That's what FTF is. It is good soil where someone can come in and get nurtured so that seed in you can grow.
Right.
So what I ask the Most High to do for me is literally when I'm out of these four walls and I'm walking around representing the Most High, what is the best way in operating in wisdom that I can fertilize this soil? And literally, it literally is, because we're soil. Mm-hmm. You made from the dust of the ground. You're going to go right back to it.
That's right.
How do I fertilize this soil?
Wow.
The best way I can. What nutrients needs to be put into it? And that nutrient might be, I need to edify you and letting you know that you are part of Hebrew Israel. I'm going to stay away from JC. I'm going to stay away from all these other issues right now. What I'm going to do is build you up in who you are.
Right.
And that's why I build you up in who you are and let you know now you're Hebrew Israel. Now you can make a connection to all these things culturally that are happening over here. And maybe that's the best way to do it. I may go at it another way. You may be coming at me talking about JC this and JC that. And through wisdom, I can use text to be able to go ahead and kind of usher you into the Most High. So for me, it's operating in that vein and being a master at it.
Oh, this is beautiful.
So
oh, this is beautiful. Oh, this is beautiful.
So that's I wanted to just kind of piggyback on that whole entire thing, because I've just kind of been like, you know what, the same deal. I've been trying to grow, and it's not growing. Because number one, I understand that I'm not the one that makes it grow. I'm just the one that waters the seed. But I also have a responsibility to be able to say, is that seed getting enough light?
Right.
Enough water?
Beautiful.
Enough nutrients? Enough fertilizer?
Enough
Am I doing
compassion,
everything
enough
around it
love,
so it has the
right.
possibility to grow?
Right. And what is that? Enough love, enough kindness, enough patience, enough compassion, enough information. So what I say is, Most High, bless me that who crosses my path. Then may I be blessed, be a blessing to them and to myself, and honor you. This week, who crossed my path were foreigners. And that's where my nurturing was given this week to foreigners that were in need, who were in distress, and who received respect and compassion as they need and deserve. And that's who came across my path. I went way around the parking lot to make sure I came back and nurtured that person. Who was, was not a Hebrew Israelite, not even one of my people, but who had a need. And I'm grateful that the Most High blessed me to respond and have that compassion. I'm grateful for the joy that I saw in that person's face. I look at it when I see people, if they choose to come or they don't come, I just say, Most High, you know. First of all, but this is my part. This is the part I play today. And I met a lady some time ago, and we hit it off in the supermarket. Sister, and I loved her little dress she had on and so forth, and we communicated, and I invited her to come out, and she's like, no, this is where I'm at, this is where I've been there all my life, this is where my friends are, this is what, so that I'll save you some time, I'm not gonna move. I said, oh, please don't get me wrong, I don't evangelize. We don't evangelize. Because in my mind, I'm saying, if the Most High has not compelled you, there's nothing I could ever do for you. But I bless you a good life. I just wanted to let you know, sister, that we're here. And if you ever would like to know more about it, here's the place that you can come to learn more about it. But I wish you a good way and a good life, and love that dress.
100%. That's why it's books like yours that are getting ready to come out that I'm excited about, because the subject matter in there is literally that fertilizer that's in the ground that helps an individual understand from many different perspectives. That again, I'm putting a shameless plug in for this book, this third book that's coming out, because you're attacking it from, and I haven't even seen it, but from what you've been telling me, you're attacking it from so many different angles. I think it's going to allow the reader to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to follow this path in order to get to where I need to go. Or if I start in this particular chapter, this is a good starting place for me to do. So
Yeah.
I'm volleying it back to you.
Well, to our listeners today, you have heard a good script for the challenges that you're facing in trying to get your friends, your loved ones, people that you know, to make this aliyah, this return back to the foundational roots of life. And you've heard the aspects of the trepidation that's there. You've heard an explanation of how to approach that to help them to negate their fear. And you've heard how to plant a seed and water that seed, make sure that the things that you're giving are going to provide the necessary nutrients. And you've also heard the fact that one plants, one waters. And as you, from your text, you know that the Most High is the one that gives the increase. So what shall we say to these things? Let's continue to be loving. Let's continue to be kind. Let's be continuing to build each other up, irrespective of where they are in their walk, and continue to affirm their relationship with the Creator, and we'll be just fine. And this has been Moreh, Robert Benjamin Holman Jr., and
Malcolm Mina Mora.
And Sean Appleton Moreh, and this has been Hebrews in Exile. Shalom.